All right, guys, buckle up. I'm going to be making a video today about why people don't feel bad for Chibi reviews. I'm going to go ahead and start the post directly above me. So in this post, Chibi Reviews is talking about a kid that unalived themselves off a bridge pretty recently. I'm just going to go ahead and read the post and I'm going to talk about it. So Chibi Reviews writes, "The poster is deceased and was only 17. They clearly were a mentally unwell kid and people are happy a kid is gone for political gotchas. They said some racist comments and they did deserve to be called out for that. However, mocking the dead, especially a kid, is too far. Also, it appears they were trans as well. As I said above, they were clearly mentally unstable and needed help." So why a lot of people have an issue with this is because one, this is something called basically like sympathy trolling. So notice how in the first two paragraphs it comes off as genuine, but then in the last paragraph it comes off as basically like an underhanded snipe at the unalived child. And this is pretty characteristic for Chibi. He will come out and try to act like he cares about an issue, but he really doesn't. He's just doing things for, views and money because he is monetized on YouTube and Twitter. But this is pretty disturbing to me because he's basically using an unalived child for sympathy points, despite whether or not you agree politically with their gender ideology. The child's still unalived, okay? Using this for trolling is honestly disgusting. And it just shows how little Chibi, regards the value of life. And the fact that it's a child just makes it even more disgusting. It would be disgusting whether it was a child or an adult, but the fact that the child makes this especially disgusting. It just shows how little he values the quality of life. And it plays into a general pattern of Chibi just not having, moral views towards children. And if you look back, Chibi Reviews makes a lot of questionable remarks about children being SA'd in anime shows. One of the most notable examples being Dandadan. A child is kidnapped by aliens in the show and SA'd. And Chibi made a video basically making fun of this. People called him out on it. He didn't really care. He thought it was funny. And he enjoyed the engagement and the free internet points and the money he got from it. And another notable example is pretty recent, and honestly this one's even more disgusting. And I'm gonna try to not mispronounce the anime name, but I'm pretty sure it's Gachi Kuda. It's a up and coming anime. And in the anime, what he was making fun of is a child basically is sold to a really bad guy. The guy SAs her repeatedly. It's really sad. And it's honestly one of the most, hard things for me to watch in anime history. And I've watched a lot of anime. It was really emotional. It was traumatic and it was hard to watch. Regardless of whether or not you've been SA'd or not, watching that was just really eye-opening, traumatic. To a normal person, they would see that and just be in utter shock. Chibi, however, was not in shock. He actually makes a picture laughing about the anime child being SA'd by her captor. He doubles and triples down on this, I'm pretty sure, and thinks it's funny. And it just goes, like I was saying, into a general pattern of him just not showing true sympathy. He likes to pretend like he cares, but then, if you really read in between the lines, he doesn't care at all. And relating this into today, people aren't showing Chibi sympathy during his mental breakdown because he has shown zero genuine sympathy in the past. Whether it be my example I provided above of a child being unalive because they, as shown in the picture, that was the last thing they saw before they unalived the bridge, or it being an anime child who is being essayed by aliens or by her captor. But all in all, people aren't going to show Chibi Review sympathy because he doesn't care about people. He only cares about money. I mean, he only cares about engagement. If he truly cared about this child that's unalived, he wouldn't have put in that last line, basically trolling them and saying that it was their fault for what happened, because it's not. It's not their fault that they're not here anymore. But it is Chibi's fault for expecting sympathy when he doesn't have any real sympathy to give. And I'm gonna end it there. If any more news comes out about what happened, or his ex-fiance now comes out, I'll make a video about that. But I think this is a pretty good place to stop. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Am I being too harsh on Chibi, or do you think this is pretty accurate, that Chibi's just honestly a pretty horrible person, really just doesn't deserve sympathy? Let me know in the comments.